Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group.
A beautiful, warm, sunny day at the friendly confines. Fish and chips on the menu. The Cubs hoping to sweep the Miami Marlins and finish off this series in style. John Lackey on the mound against Tom Kohler. Cubs going for 5 straight home series wins. Luke Stuckmeyer and Todd Hollinsworth with you here on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Todd, Cubs playing great baseball. Not only that, they have beaten some of the best pitchers in baseball over the last 6 days. They're not just winning games, they're beating really tough pitchers.
Well, and the approach is really what I love talking about, and I'm sure Joe Madden is excited about it. You know, driving that pitch count up early in the ball game. You think back to the Sale start, you think back to the King Felix start, and last night the Jose Fernandez start. He was good, but you know what? The Cubs were resilient. There are periods of times where we've watched, or think back to the last time against Jose Fernandez when the Cubs struck out 13 times. Jose Fernandez looked like he was in complete control of that game. In fact, he was. Yesterday, it looked like the Cubs were dictating the action, putting together good at-bats. Now, you get to the end of the game, you say, well, that's not a bad start by Jose Fernandez. But you know what? The top of the Cubs lineup did some things. They gave themselves a chance to win a baseball game against an elite pitcher in this game, and they did.
Leadoff triple to start the game. Almost time for our fan vote here on Cubs Pregame Live. Go to csnchicago.com/vote. You don't need a special app. You can vote. That's all coming up in just a bit. But for more on that beating of some really good pitchers the Cubs have been doing right now, Kelly Krull has our Coors Light game report. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Luke. Well, of course, that plate discipline and yet being aggressive has been an emphasis for the Cubs since the beginning of the season. It's why they went out and got guys like Ben Zobrist, who are so good at that. And really, it all came about because of facing some of those hard throwers in the Mets series there in the NLCS. And I spoke to Miguel Montero this morning, who kind of dissected what he's seeing up and down the lineup from all of the guys right now as they really hone in on their approach at the plate.
The one thing that I see when we're facing good pitchers, you see that the focus is a little bit better. You know, the game plan is a little bit better. And when you face a guy that is not as good, you probably like take it for granted, and you're like, okay, you know, you don't prepare as much. And like I say, that's why the difference right there. So the great hitters, they keep their plan. I guess good ones and bad ones, they keep their plan, and that's why they're Hall of Fame. So if you can actually do that, you're gonna have a good career.
Well, one of those guys still adjusting his approach at the plate and working on his control in the box, Javier Baez, who will shift from third to shortstop this afternoon. Baez 0 for 4 last night with 3 Ks, but made some spectacular plays on defense. And that's what Madden really wants fans to keep in mind when they assess these players, is their full body of work. And the young slugger still working at the plate, but because of his defense and flexibility, is very unique for the manager.
It's unusual. It's just unusual. Not many people could, many groups could have that particular weapon. I mean, he's just, the play made last night at third. You've seen the plays at second base. Probably played the least amount, I think, at shortstop. But I feel very confident. We feel very confident with him at shortstop. It's unusual. He's a game changer on defense. The relay throw the other night, the tag, the slow chopper, and on and on. He's a game changer on defense.
Certainly some quick hands. Well, one move to pass along, Luke. Justin Grimm has been recalled from AAA Iowa. That is because the Cubs placed Jason Hamill on the bereavement list. Grimm will be another arm that Joe Madden can lean on this afternoon, because he did say just a few minutes ago that he wasn't quite sure the status of Strop, Rondon, or even Chapman this afternoon. So Grimm will be there for him to use. It's John Lackey and Tom Kohler here as the Cubs look to sweep. Let's go ahead and send it back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Kelly. We talked about it going into the Coors Light game report. Cubs pitching's been good, defense is good. Let's get ready for this fan poll, because I'm curious what fans are going to say today. We want to know what you think. What is the biggest reason for the Cubs' success here on this homestand? Go to csnchicago.com if you're not there already on your tablet, iPad, laptop, phone, whatever it is, and vote for us right now. We want to know if it's the Cubs offense, is it the Cubs defense that's been so good on this homestand, is it the starting pitching, or is it the bullpen? Your thoughts initially?
Well, it's a great question. When you talk about the offense, I can give details to it. When you think about how the offense has been rolling, setting up the pitching, we talk about that early offense. We saw it again last night. Cubs have been very good about it. Now, it hasn't been 5.5, 6 runs per ball game, but again, they're doing a fantastic job of setting up the starting pitching. Therein lies my answer. You're always going to win with great starting pitching. The Cubs did it all first half. They got the best record in baseball for a reason. Top 1 through 5, I should say, top to bottom. They've got the best rotation in the game right now, and yeah, they're going to win because of their pitching. I love the offense. It certainly is absolutely a big part of it, but when you win, you know it's your pitching that's leading the way.
You can see on the bottom of your screen the answers coming in online for us right now. None of the answers are certainly wrong. You look at some of the defense over the last couple days. Javier Baez picking one over at third base, playing for Chris Bryant yesterday. How about Javier Baez on the relay throw to get a runner at the plate the other day?
Well, again, you talk about how a good team operates. It's instilling confidence in the other phases of your game, meaning picking each other up. I just said it in terms of how the offense has really set up the pitching, and the defense has backed up the pitching as well. And, well, guess what? The pitching has been so good that it's giving the other two that confidence to go out there to play loose, to play free, and be willing to sometimes take some risks, because you know that every play isn't going to be the play that's going to decide this ball game. That's what I see. Think back to last night. Javi Baez in the ninth inning had the barehanded play. A team that's pressing, a lot of times that play doesn't get made because you consider the weight or the ramifications of throwing the ball down the right field line. Javi comes in free and easy, makes the play, inning moves on, Chapman gets the save.
And the other day, the relay throw to the plate, Joe Maddon says he hasn't seen a rocket arm like that since Sean Dunston in the instructional league back in the 80s. And we know that Sean Dunston, from being here with the Cubs, had an absolute cannon over at shortstop. Baez didn't have a great game at the plate last night, but he was great defensively.
Well, I mean, from the day he's arrived, I think he and Addie Russell, both to me, have been so impressive in separating it. It's not easy to do when the bat's not always playing, to not carry those at-bats out there on defense, but they have done a fantastic job this year. Very, very rarely have I ever had a reason or a belief to say, well, that play shouldn't have been made, or there was a lack of concentration on that play defensively. They've separated. The offense has come along. Both have improved so much this year, pairing that with the great defense. That's the one thing that Joe preaches. Don't quit on me on defense, and you haven't seen this Cubs team do that.
So, again, we're asking which part of the Cubs team has been the biggest reason for their success on this homestand, going for the sweep. And the people have spoken. They say defense. They like the way the Cubs have played.
Getting used to all that good starting pitching, huh? We're getting comfortable with it?
They just didn't want to agree with you, Todd. They were going with me. Let's face what was going on. Hey, we talked about the offense at the top of the order. Dexter Fowler, what a difference he has made since coming back from his hamstring injury. You look at last night, sets the table with the triple to start the game off. In the 11 games he's had since his hamstring injury, 10 for 35 at the plate, 6 RBI, and 1 home run. He has been a huge difference maker in the second half of the season.
Predictability, Luke, that's what it comes down to. Managers tell me all the time, I get the privilege to talk to a lot of these guys in spring training. They want to know what they have. A lot of players, by definition, myself included, baseball players are streaky, go through hot stretches and cold stretches, and we talk about it all the time. We see it with our Cubs players as well. But think back to what Dexter Fowler has done this season. He has been as consistent as anybody I've seen, not on this Cubs team, but in the big leagues, really, when you think about it. You don't know whether he's in the middle of a hot streak or a cold streak, and I've caught myself a couple times on Dexter. That is a pat on the back for that consistency. Even when the bat is slowed down at times, you find him taking some walks or working the count, having different types of at-bats. He understands what it means to be a leadoff hitter. I think he is one of the top 3 guys in the game right now at the position, and does a fantastic job of setting up this Cubs lineup.
Surprised everybody at spring training. What a signing that has turned out to be for the Cubs. Joe Maddon says, hey, the power's going to come for Fowler too. He can see it in the way he has been swinging lately. All right, let's take a look at the Cubs lineup for today. As Kelly mentioned, a few changes there. We'll see a difference here. Fowler still at the top. Contreras was hitting in the 2-hole yesterday. Today, Chris Bryant's back batting second, then Rizzo and Zobrist. You notice it's an off day for Addison Russell, and with the day off tomorrow, why not give him a couple of days?
Well, yeah, this isn't a knock. This isn't Addison Russell hasn't been performing or swinging the bat particularly well. He has, but you got an opportunity. We know this is a long, long season. This team is planning on playing a lot of games past the end of September. Good to get a guy a day off like Addison Russell where you can give him today. Hopefully doesn't get involved in the game whatsoever. No pinch hit, no late inning defensive replacement, although that happens an awful lot because he's so good. But if you can get him today and tomorrow, that's a refresher, boy. That's a great gift from your manager right there. Let those legs recover a little bit.
Montero catching. You look at the changes. You see Baez go from third to short today. You see Contreras go from hitting in the two-hole to moving down in the lineup. And he also goes out to left field today. The flexibility of these young players to move around and let Joe Maddon keep them in the lineup even when he wants to play somebody else at maybe their original position.
I think Joe really promotes this. I think baseball players by nature are really good athletes. I mean, think about the sport that we're talking about. I just think that at times organizations and even managers get locked into this philosophy that players love consistency. Joe preaches it the other way around. I'm going to challenge your mind with some inconsistency. Yeah. I'm going to challenge you in the 2 spot in the lineup. I'm going to challenge you with the 5 spot. I'm going to let you stretch your legs out on defense out in the outfield one day and bring you back to the infield. It's what he does. These players buy into it. They have bought into it. Honestly, I used to be old school on this, and now I'm a little bit more with Joe Maddon. I wished a few of my managers would have challenged me that way, but you kind of get into it where you get so locked into what you believe you're supposed to be. You know, I say things like stay in your lane. Well, Joe doesn't believe in that. He believes in getting guys out of their lane so they have that fresh perspective of what different spots in the lineup mean, what different defensive positions mean, and what the view of the game means from around the field.
And not just inning to inning. You're talking about pitch to pitch. Sometimes you might be playing a different position for Joe Maddon. Let's check out Comcast Business, built for business. And today we're looking at Marlins outfielder Christian Yelich. Here's a guy who has played 11 games in his career against the Cubs. He has a hit, at least one hit in each of those 11 games, 18 for 48 and 3 homers at Wrigley Field. He has been great here at Wrigley Field against the Cubs.
Well, listen, that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Christian Yelich is one of the great young left fielders in the game, and I know he's a little bit below radar because he's not a 30-homer guy. He may develop into that at some point. Think back to last night. Travis Wood comes in to pitch to Christian Yelich late in the ballgame with a couple runners in scoring position. Now, Travis got the out, which was a great play by Cogs in left field, but the at-bat itself from Christian Yelich, where he hits in this lineup, he reminds me an awful lot of Tony Gwynn. Great approach, willingness to go the other way, uses the entire field. This guy is going to be an all-star for a long time. He's a heck of a baseball player, that Christian Yelich.
Well, he is the dangerous part of this Marlins lineup. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup today that will go against John Lackey. And you look right there in the middle, Yelich, Stanton. Boy, if you want 2 good young players, look at those 2 guys. Stanton maybe coming out of the All-Star break and the home run derby and all that stuff. Maybe the home runs are starting to come because you saw signs of it the other day.
Absolutely. Listen, Stanton's got as much power. He's got more power than anybody in the game of baseball. Just flat out say it right now. We know that already. The home run derby didn't have to prove that to any of us. I've watched him do things that no other men in baseball can do. Yelich is a great compliment. This young Marlins team, this is why you get excited about them, watching them. Right now they're in the wild card chase. I think that's a very real possibility. They got to get a few things figured out around the team, but they have good core young players to go.
Marlins Cubs coming up right here on Comcast Sportsnet. We'll continue on Cubs pregame live, but we have to take a quick timeout to pay David Kaplan's salary. In the meantime, when we come back, we'll take a look at John Lackey, preview his outing, and look back at last night at the great job that Jason Hamill did.
Cubs pregame live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
Is price important? You bet it is. Hello, I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group.
It's the best price. You know it's the right price.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
Those other things are just perks, extras. It's not like it's built into the price.
Exactly. A low price and Fields amenities at no additional charge.
I got more car for the money.
It's what we do. Fields matters because you matter.
These pizzas are the same, but depending on the day of the week, they aren't the same price. That's not right, so we're fixing it. Now you can carry out large 3-topping Domino's pizzas for $7.99 every day of the week.
We are the Coors Brewing Company. And our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. A beer proud enough to wear our name in big, red, scripted letters. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold. Because we believe every climb deserves a refreshing finish. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
The Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation and the Bona family have teamed up to knock cancer out of the park. Order your Italian beef the Rizzo way, and Bona will donate to my charity. I'm proud to be working with the Cubs and the Bona family, 2 Chicago originals.
Order it the Rizzo way at your local Bona restaurant.
Have a look around.
Thank you.
Got me looking so crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
So you like it?
I do. Now is the moment to get the Honda Accord you love. Named to Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live. Our CSN bar of the game is Riley's Daughter today, 4010 West 111th Street in Oak Lawn. For a list of our CSN bars of the game, go to csnchicago.com. Who's banged up for the Cubs? Let's check out your ATI injury report today. Trevor Cahill trying to work his way back from a right knee injury, pitched 4 scoreless innings for Iowa last night. Jorge Soler, he was playing for Tennessee. He's been out since June 7th. With the left hamstring injury, he went 1 for 4, although it has been a struggle for him at the plate while he's been trying to come back and rehab that hamstring injury. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live. Luke Stuckmeyer and Todd Hollinsworth. Cubs Pregame Live presented by the Fields Auto Group, and we take a look back at last night's game. You mentioned the pitchers who have been so great, and we were doing that in the fan poll. Hamill and Hendricks have 21 wins on the season. Last night, Hamill was great, 6 scoreless innings. What was he doing so well?
Well, I love that slider. I know he's been using it a lot lately, but it's been a highly effective pitch for him. I thought key for him last night was really, mixing that slider, using it to get ahead of Marlins hitters, and then using it to wipe hitters out. His fastball command is always going to be most important. We talk about that with any of our starters, and heck, we can talk about starting pitching and lead with the fastball conversation. But that slider was what really stands out to me. Didn't miss out over the plate with it, didn't elevate it. Now listen, that's been there a couple times, but he's been really, really good in the second half, and that slider has been a big, big reason why. He's keeping it off the plate. He's understanding when to get ahead with it. When the hitter's not expecting it, they're looking for a fastball, drops the slider in. Yeah, catches a little bit more plate, but when he gets ahead 1-2, 2-2, hard slider away, getting the swing and miss, bad contact.
Placed on the bereavement list today, so Justin Grimm has been called up. Hamill, a 1.50 earned run average in his last 4 starts since the All-Star break. Let's check out today's pitching matchup, the Bona pitching matchup. Bona, the original Italian beef. It's Tom Kohler, pitched 6 innings against the White Sox in his last start, and John Lackey, June 24th, it was Kohler pitching against the Cubs. And the Cubs got to him a little bit, although he ended up with a no decision.
Well, right. Got to him for 4 runs going up against Kohler. This is an interesting one for me because Kohler and Lackey are both coming off solid starts. Both, when you play the card of what did they do against the Marlins, what did they do against the Cubs the last time you saw them, both had horrible starts. Well, struggles anyway. Kohler ended up, he almost got yanked in the first inning, ended up going 6. John Lackey gave up 7 earned runs himself. So this is going to be a little bit of a game of adjustments for both of these guys. But again, I think both are throwing the ball particularly well right now. John's throwing the ball very, very well off of his last start. Look for the fastball to lead the way. But as I said, what's going to be key for him is establishing both corners.
Both guys want to keep the ball down, too. It is hot, humid at Wrigley
Field.
Field.
Ball be jumping today.
The ball will carry out of this ballpark, blowing from right field to left field. All right, we're getting closer here as we get ready for the first pitch between the Cubs and Marlins. When we come back, we'll get ready for more of that. We'll take a look at more angles as the Cubs and Marlins. Cubs going for the sweep right here at Wrigley Field.
Chicago's favorite spot for prime steaks, the freshest seafood, and world-famous Florida stone crab. Come on down to Joe's.
Hey, Ralph Punzel.
Oh, hey, Ronnie.
Where are you headed?
Great Clips.
You're getting a haircut?
I checked in already. Using their online check-in.
Online check?
It saves you time.
You're getting a haircut.
Why? Thinking about applying to astronaut school.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll see you, Ronnie.
Save time every time. Download the online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
There you have it, folks. It's the greatest double play ever.
Get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Add any 4 20-ounce Pepsi-Cola products for just $5.
Papa John's, the official pizza of Major League Baseball.
This one has amazing gas mileage, but I think this one is more my style. But then again, maybe this one is more my style. What to do, what to do.
Now, you know, at Continental Motors, there's a 3-day exchange policy on all used cars.
Wow, 3 days, really?
Yeah, 124 hours.
No, 3 days is 72 hours.
Well, not if you're using the metric system.
No, still the same.
Even if you carry the...
72 hours.
So then 3 days. Grab your phone and come check out our unbeatable online selection at ContinentalMotors.com.
Sports Talk Live, presented by the all-new Chevy Silverado. Weeknights at 5:30.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Something else you didn't see coming? Outstanding customer service delivered by collision pros who ensure your low point ends on a high note. You may not see it coming, but you'll know where you're going. Get to Gerber.
4x4 by land, 4x4 by sea, 4x4 by air, 'cause the lot to fly free. The former country, how it all started out. For the brave and every Boy Scout. For doing it yourself 'cause you want it done right. 4x4 top down stars keep you up at night. 4x4 every one of those 75 years. 4x4 the way, that's how we say cheers. That's how we live. 4x4 ever.
Welcome back. Time for our Subway Fresh Take and catcher David Ross.
My favorite thing I've ever done in Chicago on an off day was we went on a boat and saw the city from the water. I mean, talking about fun. The water's perfect. It's nice and cool. It was a hot day, so you dip in, refreshing. You get to see the city really from a totally different perspective. I mean, you can see the Sears Tower, you see Soldier Field, you see the Navy Pier, you see the North Side. It's just a really cool atmosphere. My dad's a stickler, made me save everything. But I went out and bought my first when iPods first came out. I got the new iPod, like the one with the little rotary dial on, you know, like the phone thing. It was like kind of you spun it, and I bought a laptop and got the whole deal.
27 minutes until the start of this game between the Cubs and the Miami Marlins. Still plenty of time to give Feldko a call. 866-4-FELDKO. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live. Luke Stuckmeyer and Todd Hollinsworth as we get ready for the Marlins and Cubs in this one. Interesting bullpen matchups last night. It ended up working out as we have the new look bullpen for the Cubs starting to take shape.
Yeah, White, keep your eye on it again today. We're going to get Joe Smith involved at some point. I love the dynamic that he brings to this bullpen. Now, last night you saw Stroop, Wood, Rondon, and Chapman getting it done. Very interesting. You know, when you kind of, as a new manager, get new toys, sometimes it's harder to figure out what their roles are going to be. My personal opinion, I would have brought Chapman in, I don't know, every time and asked for a two-out save, or a two-inning save by now, every time. But what you're going to see is kind of getting into a formula, into a format to watch how these guys work. And you also got to consider Joe Smith. But you kind of get it now. Stroop, Rondon are going to handle the 7th and 8th inning. You're going to have factors or key spots where Smith and Wood are going to factor into that as well. And then you're going to have Chapman at the end.
Real quickly, no Ichiro in the lineup for the third straight day against the Cubs. I'm calling a little shady business. Sorry to call out one of your former teams.
Yeah, go right ahead.
He's good against Lackey.
Yeah, he's got 32 hits against him in his career. I think more against John Lackey than anybody else in baseball who's currently playing. Surprised not to see him in there today. It's really a good young outfield this Marlins team has, but I'll tell you what, Ichiro, I thought he was getting the start. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, there's some Ichiro jerseys here at Wrigley Field today. 2 hits away from 3,000 in his career, major league career, I should say. Cubs, Marlins coming up. We're going to come right back after a quick timeout. We are getting ready for this matchup. Lackey on the mound. Cubs trying to get the sweep of the Marlins in this one. When we come back, his keys to the game and also key performers. Maybe I'll try and sabotage old David Kaplan.
You got a surprise for us?
He's doing a little radio action, so you might get a freebie and a pass on
like
this one
that.
today.
That's the way I roll.
Cubs and Marlins, more pregame live after a quick timeout right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
$1 window siding and door installation, 102 Pine Street.
Let's go, guys.
It's Feldco to the rescue with $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors. Plus no money down and no interest until 2018. It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year.
That's $1.
$1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Hurry, $1 installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Hey, which filter should I use? Sandstone or sandpaper? Sandstone, sandpaper.
Or how about sandwich? That was pretty good. It was very good.
Real people need a real breakfast. Come into McDonald's for the most breakfast options under the sun. And don't forget to download the McDonald's app for coupons and offers on all your breakfast favorites and more.
Have a look around.
Thank you.
Got me looking so crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love.
So you like it?
I do. Now is the moment to get the Honda Accord you love. Named to Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record 30 times at the Honda Summer Clearance Event going on now.
Pat Hughes reporting from Wrigleyville Sports, where the excitement is building. Devin is getting a new home white jersey customized while he waits. He'll be ready for game action in no time. Ashley is having fun taking selfies in her new Cubs t-shirt. Fits like a glove. Colin is testing out a new bat. Get out the tape measure, long gone. Across the street from Wrigley Field, Wrigleyville Sports is your one-stop shop for everything Cubs. Open 7 days a week or anytime at WrigleyvilleSports.com.
Your business needs a lot of speed, but getting it doesn't have to break the bank. Introducing the Comcast Business Summer Savings Event. Now you can get a lot for a little as a cup of coffee and donut a day. Fast internet speed to drive performance, plus cutting-edge Wi-Fi for your employees and customers, and voice mobility so your calls find you wherever you are. Get some of our most advanced products at a great price with over $500 in savings. Call today and ask how to get these savings plus a $250 prepaid card. Comcast Business, built for business.
Well, it's almost time for the first pitch. The Miami Marlins and the Cubs right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Luke Stuckmeyer and Todd Hollingsworth on Cubs Pregame Live as we get ready for the start of this game. Todd, let's get ready for your key performers and keys to the game. Let's start with the keys to the game presented by Fields Auto Group. What do you have for us?
Done today, Cubs fans, looking for a fantastic homestand. Things have been going well. Key number one, early and often. Now, talk about the format, the way that it's worked for the Cubs here lately, specifically at home. Early offense, great pitching, leading to controlling the bullpen. You get to use it the way that you want to use it. You're not having the game dictated to you. So I love it. I love what we've seen early and often. You go back to Kohler's last start against this Chicago Cubs team in Miami, gave up 4 runs in that first inning. Cubs jumped on him, went on and won 5-4 that day. Look for similar things. Kohler has had at times issues there in the beginning of the ballgame. So let's see if this Cubs offense can't get rolling early. living on the edge. That's key number 2. Talking a little John Lackey. Very, very important for him to establish, obviously, fastball command away against this Marlins lineup. It's a good group of hitters, no doubt about it. Stanton and Osuna in the middle of this lineup are their power. Now, remember, John Lackey's given up 13 home runs to right-handed hitters. I'm not talking about just showing inside. I'm talking about going inside and getting some strikes. Got to keep these guys honest. Don't want to see him diving out over the plate. So important for John to establish both sides. And last one, finish strong. We've talked about here all pregame show long how good this team has looked on this homestand. They got a day off tomorrow. They got to go out west. Let's see them wrap this up with a sweep and a nice victory today.
Cubs have been great at home. Now we're ready for key performers. And I know that Cap has told me this has been very close this season. You guys are neck and neck. So I always like to go with whatever the Cap man wants me to choose. I'm going to let you go first. Right. You have the first selection.
Well, Ben Zobrist does have a little history with Mr. Kohler today. 3 for 10 with a home run. I like it. I think it's his turn to shine. He's been swinging the bat pretty well, and I expect a big game from him today.
Ben Zobrist, good pick. Now, the Cap man's not here. He's doing a little football work on the radio. I'm going to go with Juan Pierre. I think this is a big game for Juan Pierre. Former Marlin, former Cub. If he gets into this game, something good's going to happen for Juan Pierre.
Usually does. Heck of a ball player.
So that's who Cap is taking.
I like it. Good pick.
So that's what we'll stick with. We'll see what happens. Cubs going for the sweep right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Let's send it up to the guys who will call the action, Len and JD.
Okay, Luke, Holly, thanks very much. Cubs have won 6 of 7 so far on this homestand. Off day tomorrow, off day Monday. Cubs can always use the off days, and it'd be nice to get a sweep, get a little greedy, right?
Yeah, this is a good Marlins club. The Marlins beat the Cubs 3 out of 4 down in Miami back in June. So, yeah, revenge, always a good motive, and the Cubs have been playing great on this homestand. All phases. The starting pitching has been outstanding. The hitting has been solid, and defensively, man, they've made some dazzling plays.
Let's get into some of that defense. Javier Baez, Joe says, is probably the best defender at multiple positions. Addison Russell having a Gold Glove type campaign as well.
Yeah, this is the play the other night where Dietrich tried to stretch the double into a triple. Great throw from Hayward, and then Baez with the relay. Wilson Contreras proving to be a weapon behind the plate. Throws out D. Gordon. Chris Coghlan with a diving catch. The night before was Matt Caesar. And how about this dandy by Baez last night in the top half of the 9th inning in a 1-run ball game? Just a brilliant play by Javi.
How about this 3-game series for Baez? He has now made starts at second, third, and today at short.
Yeah, he has not played a lot of shortstop, making his 12th start of the year out there, first since July 3rd. But it doesn't matter. Wherever you put him, he is a plus defender.
We will get into the starting pitching here in a second, but we should mention Jason Hamill placed on the bereavement list due to a family emergency, and Justin Grimm is back in the bullpen. Man, there have been a lot of changes out there in that bullpen.
Yeah, well, we saw it last night, the three-headed monster of Strop, Rondon, and Chapman to finish the ball game. A little rocky ride for Strop last night, but Rondon did his thing. Chapman came in throwing 104 miles per hour, and now you add another power arm, bringing Justin Grimm back into the mix.
John Lackey will take the ball today for the Cubs, and in the overall, it's been pretty good, and last time out against the White Sox was good.
Yeah, really good last time out against the White Sox. He pitched against the Marlins in that series down in Florida. Did not go well for him. Probably his worst start in the last couple of seasons. He allowed 7 runs to the Fish in that ball game. But that was then. This is now. Last time out against the White Sox, he had it all going on. The fastball slider curve combination. Really good for Big John.
Talked to Chris Bosio today before the game. He said he had a meeting with his starting pitchers right around the All-Star break, and it says it all starts with us, and they have been terrific as a group since the break.
Just a little bit of a downslide before the break, but since then they've been lights out. They've been the best rotation in baseball all year long. Tom Kohler will go for the Marlins today. He's a guy who's always battled control issues, but he's made some mechanical changes and has pitched very well over his last couple of starts.
No Ichiro again. We've seen him as a pinch hitter. He's 0 for 2 in this series, and if we see him again today, that's likely the role.
Yeah, pinch hit, pinch run. But he will not get 3,000 hits here at Wrigley Field.
Unless he pinch hits and then gets another
in the game. Right. That ain't gonna happen.
Probably not, though. We'll take a break and we'll hear from the Cubs' new reliever, Joe Smith, as Kelly will chat with the right-hander. When we come back, Cubs hosting the Marlins coming up.
This Cubs injury report is brought to you by ATI Physical Therapy, taking physical therapy to a higher level. Ask your doctor about ATI Physical Therapy. Get there.
It starts with the low Fields price, and then we include all of the Fields amenities at no extra charge.
I'm not overpaying for my vehicles. I'm getting great customer service and great amenities at Fields.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
It's not about the word free, it's the way they deliver it and what they deliver.
We simply treat people the way we want to be treated. It's a commitment to our customers we made long ago. Fields matters because you matter.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pick up for Mike.
20 chicken rings for just $4.99, only at White Castle.
What if one day everything just stopped going wrong?
Have a good day, hon.
No more accidents. No more disasters. Where would State Farm be? Here to help with college. Here for that first car. And here for new beginnings. Because in a world where nothing went wrong, your State Farm agent will still be right here. Helping make life go completely right.
Go for a walk. Kirby! Kirby!
Some things work better when they're connected, like your HD DVR. Connected to the internet now, and you can restart shows already in progress with one click. Even reverse time and watch shows you've missed in the last 72 hours. Connecting your HD DVR is easy and it's free. Go to directtv.com/connect to learn how.
If you're struggling with at least $10,000 in credit card debt, you could qualify for National Debt Relief's Debt Reset Program. This program can reduce the balances on your debt and reduce your monthly payments while you become debt-free in 24 to 48 months. There are no upfront costs or out-of-pocket expenses. Imagine being debt-free in 24 to 48 months. Call now to see if you qualify. You can talk to a counselor right now.
Call 800-245-1454.
Welcome back to beautiful Wrigley Field, a Wednesday matinee here on Comcast Sportsnet. This is your Coors Light game report. The Cubs looking to sweep the Marlins this afternoon, and after having closed out last night's game, it was the new tough trio out of the bullpen. Joe Madden might have to turn to a couple of fresh arms this afternoon, as the guys mentioned. Justin Grimm recalled this afternoon from AAA Iowa, so he'll be back there. And also newcomer righty side armor Joe Smith, looking to make his Cubs debut. Grew up in the Midwest, the Cincinnati area, went to Wright State, and remembers as a kid having gone to a number of Cincinnati games with his parents, but says that wasn't exactly the team he was rooting for.
I was the only guy in my high school, I think, walking around with a Cubs hat on. Everybody's looking at me funny, but you know, then it was WGN, so many day games, of course, and then you know, baseball or basketball practice would start about 5 or 7, so we'd have a couple hours after school, go home and lay on the couch and watch some Cubs baseball. I mean, it's just, yeah, that's what it was. It was fun.
You know, it's not going to be too long from now that the Angels are visiting. And were your parents and family planning to come over anyway and see you in what could have been a matchup like that?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I got to talk to them. But no, it'll be good, man. It kind of stunk the way I got traded just because it was the off day.
Yeah.
And then my phone completely stopped working at 1 o'clock. So I could see everybody's texts and calls coming in, but I couldn't answer anything. So, you know, and you don't really we weren't really hanging around with all the guys, so I didn't really get to say goodbye, you know, to a bunch of guys that I've played with for 3 years. So it'll be nice to see them and actually say goodbye and thank you and, you know, everything that I should have said if we were there. But so I'm glad they're coming back. You know, I get to see everybody, and that'll be a fun series. Hopefully the family can make it out.
Absolutely. Well, I know for you coming in here today, I'm not sure how much you've gotten to talk with Joe or about your role here with the Cubs, but what are you expecting? What are you hoping for? And what do you like about the group you're joining?
I mean, I'm hoping for a World Series. That's all I'm here for. You know, when I talked to Joe, and that's all it was about. You know, I said, when's the earliest you need me ready by? So, okay, I'll be ready by the 5th every day. Like, It doesn't matter to me when I pitch. I'm just here to help and, go to the postseason. That's what it's all about.
Okay, well, a lot of fans are going to obviously know how talented you are at baseball, but they might not know how apparently tremendous you are when you're on the basketball court as well. So you, along with Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, some others, had a chance to, am I right, meet up with a couple of the Golden State Warriors. And why don't you just tell me how that day unfolded for you guys?
Man, I don't know. We were sitting around and Mike comes up. He's like, hey, you want to go shoot with Golden State? I go, yeah, and at the time, it was the day before they were going for 73 wins.
Oh, my gosh.
So I was like, all right, this ought to be interesting. But, I mean, those guys were so cool, so down to earth, so relaxed. You would have never thought they were going for any kind of record. They were just out there having fun. And fortunately, after practice, we got to play a couple games of pig with Draymond Green and Steph. And I don't know how it happened. Mike took down Draymond, and then next thing you know, Steph heard he lost, so he came back out. And we kind of turned around and we're like, oh, man, all right, let's go. And I don't know. I hit a couple shots, and he missed them. I don't know how that really happened, but, hey, everybody gets lucky every once in a while.
So I guess the moral of this story is Jimmy Butler better watch out. Joe says he still goes out, keeps his game in tune, playing with his wife, Allie, who played in college at Ohio University. For now, we're going to send it over to the PA announcer and Wayne Mesmer with your national anthem this afternoon.
At this time, please remain standing and join Wayne Mesmer as he honors America with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Domino's has a $7.99 Monday through Thursday carryout deal. But if you carried out Friday through Sunday, you might have felt bamboozled. So we're extending the deal to every day and giving people who paid more a little payback. Like the Smith family, who got free pizza for a year. They love pizza. We gave Brad a date with the Noid. You're welcome. And we gave Rajesh a nightlight. Payback. Go to pizzapayback.com for a chance to get yours and carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 now, every day.
Quiet on the set. Pick 73. What? It's a... Saving big is no laughing matter at the Bob Roman Auto Group. Over 7,000 new and used cars online at bobrorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
So yeah, out to Vegas for the weekend. Roll, just roll those dice.
Play it again. Play it again. Play it again.
However you use your data, Verizon has the best deal. Now get up to 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones, 4 lines, and 16 gigs for only $150. Switch to Verizon now for the best deal on America's best network. Only on Verizon.
Here come the last of the 2016s.
I love this part. Stylish Prius, sporty Camry, fun Corolla, adventurous RAV4. They're all here. But not for long.
Right now, get incredible 0% APR financing on 11 of Toyota's most popular models, like the 2016 Camry, Corolla, RAV4, or Prius during Toyota's annual clearance event.
Come in and get the 2016 Toyota you want before they are gone.
Toyota, let's go places.
Starting pitching has been the backbone of this homestand as well as this series with Miami. Timely hitting and some great defense have also helped lead the Cubs to 6 wins in their last 7 games. Today, the Northsiders aim for the sweep. Next on CSN. Baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm, the famous Wrigley Field marquee. Another huge crowd gathered. It is heating up here in Chicago, and the Cubs go for the 3-game series sweep over the Miami Marlins. And welcome to Cubs baseball. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs hoping to finish what could be a 7-1 homestand.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. You know, the big dramatic win, come from behind win the other night. The starting pitching has been outstanding. We've seen some acrobatic defensive plays. Yeah, well, you know, they're in that stretch, the post-All-Star break stretch, where they're 24 out of 32 in this ballpark. They have the best home record in all of baseball, best record period in all of baseball. So I figured they were going to make a move at this point on the schedule.
Could go into the off day potentially with a 10-game lead as they lead the Cardinals by 9 in the division. Defense, versatility, and some pretty good offense this year from Javier Baez. Let's hear from the manager, Joe Madden, on Baez moving all over the infield.
Yeah, it's unusual. It's just unusual. Not many people could, many groups could have that particular weapon. I mean, he's just, the play made last night at third. You've seen the plays at second base. Probably played the least amount, I think, at shortstop. But I feel very confident. We feel very confident with him at shortstop. It's unusual. He's a game changer on defense. The relay throw the other night, the tag, the slow chopper, and on and on. He's a game changer on defense.
Javi, by the way, is 0 for his last 15. A longer stretch, he's hitting over 300 over like his last month. But the bottom line is he does so much with the glove that really anything you get with the bat is gravy.
If there were a 6th-man award in baseball, a 10th man, if you will, he would be a candidate. He's been that good.
So Tom Kohler, a right-hander for the Marlins. It'll be John Lackey, the veteran righty, for the Cubs. And we'll have the first pitch right after the break. Stay with us.
In the beginning, there was the original White Castle chicken ring. And now we're introducing the new pretzel chicken ring. Made with delicious all-white meat, they're crispy, shareable, and extremely dippable. The ring is the thing. In fact, it's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Mission accomplished. I ordered ahead. Pickup for Mike.
20 chicken rings for just $4.99, only at White Castle.
The summer clearance event is here at Feeney Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Elgin. Get our lowest prices on our entire inventory. Cars, trucks, minivans, and more Jeeps than we need. All with 0% financing available. Look at this 2016 Wrangler, just $299 a month. Or a 2016 Ram 1500 Quad Cab, $299 a month. Both with 0 due. Or this 2016 Dodge Caravan, only $16,997. Find it at Feeney, FeeneyAutos.com.
The simple truth is, sometimes life isn't just. Someone crosses over the line, the best laid plans fail, or the sky falls, and lives are changed forever, and people suffer. And when that happens, you might find a system that is not just. That's the reason I began my career. Because even when life isn't just, there can be justice. And everyone deserves justice.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Let's get right into the Miami Marlins Southwest starting lineup, written out by Don Mattingly. They try to avoid a sweep. They're a half game ahead of the Cardinals for the second wild card spot. Gordon, Prado, Yelich at the top. Stanton, Ozuna, Dietrich in the middle. Notice no Ichiro. He has not started in this series. Still 2 hits away from 3,000. Jeff Mathis gets the nod back of the plate. Echeverria, the shortstop, and the pitcher, Kohler.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Arby's. Joe Madden playing his version of Where's Waldo. It's Where's Javi, and today you're going to find him at shortstop. Paired with Ben Zobrist there in the middle. Bryant and Rizzo have the corners. Montero's behind the plate, and we'll turn our attention to the outfield. And you're going to find Wilson Contreras, Dexter Fowler, and Jason Hayward. Lexus pursuing perfection. Starting pitcher is the big Texan John Lackey. 8th win coming last time out against the White Sox. So 8-7 with a 3.69 for John.
We are underway in a first pitch strike on a fastball from Lackey. 37 years old, 6'6", 235, the Abilene, Texas native. Likes to work quickly. 1-1 on Gordon. It is hot.
I mean to say.
88 degrees. Got an east wind at 15. Bryant can't get it. Gordon will reach on an infield hit. Once it got by the third baseman, it was going to be a hit as Gordon runs well. He doesn't look that comfortable, however. I don't know if he's injured or what.
Slap and go there. Yeah, he got a little funk going on at the end of this play. And I guess it speaks to how good Baez has been. Even when that ball got by Bryant, I'm thinking, well, maybe, but no.
There's Martin Prado.
Early situation here. Miguel Montero's had a real tough time throwing out base stealers. Gordon has led the league in that department each of the last 2 years.
There he goes. Pitches a strike. The throw off the mark. Gordon has his 8th steal, so clearly he was not injured.
Yeah, in that situation where Montero clearly didn't have a good handle on that baseball, and you need to be awfully quick with Gordon running. Makes the wayward toss.
You may wonder, that's only his 8th steal. Well, yeah, it's only Gordon's 28th game this year. Just came back last week from his 80-game PED suspension. 2 strikes on Prado. Good handler of the bat. Ranking in the top 3 in the National League in average. Top 5 in the majors at .323. Marlins threatening early. Their first run of this series came in game 2 last night in the 7th inning when they scored twice to get within 1. Cubs held on 3-2.
You see Prado dropping that front foot, keeping his hands in, trying to shoot that ball the other way. One of the best in the business. And at manipulating, moving the ball around the infield.
Soft line drive is caught by Zobrist.
So good intentions by Prado, but a bad result. Not able to hit it on the ground.
M&M boys working again today. Marty Foster, Mike Winters, Mark Wegner, Mike Malinsky. Christian Yelich comes in at .316. And he lines one to left, and that'll get over the head of Contreras. Gordon around third. Throw goes to second. It's 1-0 Marlins. Yelich now has hit in all 12 career games in this ballpark.
And that's his game. He hits the ball on the line, and he hits it to the outfield quite often. Contreras, I don't think ever really saw this ball. Ultimately, he did, but not early enough to put himself in position to make a play. Gordon, who reached on the infield single, stole second, comes home for the Marlins' first lead of the series.
Giancarlo Stanton takes a strike.
John usually very good first time through the order.
Chopper foul past third. So you can speak to this. Does a pitcher get more upset giving up the bloop hit or a misplay on a rocket that's hit over an outfielder's head? Or does it not matter?
Yeah, you
just
get mad
upset
at both
no matter
of them.
what.
You get mad at, you tend to get mad at everything when you're out there when it doesn't go your way.
Stanton, his first strikeout victim.
Stanton strikes out a lot. Just about a third of his plate appearances end with a strikeout.
Talked to a few pitchers and they feel when they make their pitch, guy breaks his bat or something, and the blooper drops, that can be particularly frustrating. And while this ball could have been caught, Yelich really squared it up.
Yeah, I think there are guys that get mad at anything that goes wrong, and there are other guys that just don't get mad at all.
Blackie was mad after he struck out Stanton.
Yeah. I think that was some residual mad, some lingering mad.
He runs hot.
He's going to carry that back to the dugout with him.
Well, I find watching him pitch immensely entertaining. A little slide step action, almost a quick pitch. As much as you can do that from the stretch, 1 and 2. I think we saw a Lackey Peavy matchup earlier this year, but that'd be a fun one.
Peavy's hung in there. I thought he would be out of the Giant rotation by now, but he really struggled early, then went to a real good stretch. Overall, the numbers aren't great.
Swing and a miss. Inning over, they get one on a couple of hits. Big John back to the dugout. Cubs coming up.
Value City Furniture presents How to Buy the Perfect Mattress. First, ask yourself, are you avoiding shopping for a new mattress because you think mattress shopping is anything but a comfortable experience? Wake up and head to Value City Furniture. Our unique 3-step process makes finding the perfect Serta or Beauty Rest mattress so easy, you can almost do it in your sleep.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. And that's how to buy the perfect piece at Value City Furniture.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
How does Wendy's make fries that are worthy of the name Baconator? Start with thick Applewood smoked bacon. Add cheddar and creamy cheese sauce to natural cut fries seasoned with salt from the actual sea. And that's Wendy's Baconator fries. Just $1.99 for a limited time.
What are we eyeing about?
My money, it's gone.
You know.
No, the new PCs are so secure you can use your face as your password.
You know about it. Now do something about it. Upgrade to a new PC.
The leadoff man is is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Binny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Now the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. It will be Fowler, the table setter last night. He had 3 hits, scored twice. Bryant back in the lineup. Rizzo, Zobrist, Contreras playing left. Jason Hayward is in right. Miguel Montero, the catcher, batting 7th. Baez at short, hitting 8th ahead of the pitcher Lackey.
Let's take a look at the Marlins defensively, and it's brought to you by Arby's. You see that trio in the outfield of Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton. That has been the case for each game of this series. Prado, Echeverria, Gordon, Dietrich, third to first. Justin Bohr, the first baseman, still out on the DL. Jeff Mathis, the veteran backstop, solid behind the plate. And the Alexis starting pitcher for the Fish this afternoon is 30-year-old right-hander Tom Kohler, making his 22nd start. 8 up, 8 down, 4.18 the ERA.
Turned 30 on June 29th. First pitch fastball apparently caught the bottom of the zone for a strike. Dexter has his on-base average up over 400. 3 reaches last night, 24th time this year. He's been on at least 3 times. He is 0 for 10 in his career against Kohler.
He's due.
Off the outside, 2-1.
Top out around 95. Pitch at 92, 93. Slider, spike, curveball, and a changeup for Kohler.
On the ground to first, backhanded play, Dietrich. Kohler at the bag. 1 out.
Kohler has battled control problems throughout his career. He's carrying an 11% walk rate into this start for this season. That's the 3rd highest in the National League, but they've made some adjustments with his mechanics. He's always been kind of a rotational pitcher. So think merry-go-round, the shoulders pivoting side to side. Now they're trying to get him to be more like a Ferris wheel.
Bryant got the night off on Tuesday, just the 3rd time all year he has not gotten into a game. All right, so show us what you mean, rotational.
Yeah, so in his delivery before, he would kind of have a lot of this going on,
right?
Shoulders. And now it's more this.
Got it.
Throws a firm front side. That keeps him on the plate a little bit longer.
(2-0) on Bryant. Reached 5 times on Friday against the Mariners. 1 for 13 over his last 3 games. A couple of hits against Kohler, a double and a home run. As he waits on a 2-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Rizzo on deck.
I'm a little out of gas from putting on that demonstration.
Right. 3-1. Both teams off tomorrow. They will spend their off days at their next destination. Cubs in Oakland and the Marlins at Colorado. Back to interleague play after today for 5 in a row, 3 in Oakland and 2 here against the Angels next week.
No,
just missed.
Curveball, probably his best secondary pitch. This one hangs up a little bit for him. The good news for Kohler is it stays out of the danger zone. It was out of the strike zone, but that one settles mid-thigh. That's the one Bryant's going to hit 400 feet.
Kohler in the stretch for the first time as he faces Anthony Rizzo. Short lead by Bryant. The pitch. Inside, ball one. So from up here, that pitch looked like it was way inside because Rizzo had to bail out of the way. But you saw on Toyota pitch tracks, it was just off the corner because Anthony hugs the plate.
And there's no doubt his position in the box influences the strike zone. You see pitches that are on the inside corner called balls quite often, and many times pitches off the plate are called strikes because of the proximity the pitch is to Anthony, not so much to the plate.
It's Marty Foster back there calling balls and strikes. 2 in a row for Kohler, 1 and 2. Kohler, not a high draft pick, 18th round, 2008, out of Stony Brook University. And on the hands, and Rizzo fights it off, foul.
Yeah, he didn't put up great numbers while in college. Obviously had a good enough arm to get noticed and ultimately drafted and signed. Pitching for the Seawolves at SUNY Stony Brook. That's where Joe Nathan pitched, and the field there is now named after Joe Nathan.
Another 1-2. Rizzo hits it in the air to left. Yelich has to move a couple of steps to his right to make the grab. And that's out number 2. Now Ben Zobrist. Feels weird to pack for a plane flight. The Cubs, when they returned home from Pittsburgh on July 10th, have not had to jump on an airplane.
Oh, it's been a very nice run, and this trip just a quickie out to Oakland and back.
And then another long homestand coming up starting next week.
Cubs earned it. There was some tough trips in the first half. Zobrist hitting .391 on the homestand, 9 out of 23, 3 doubles, a triple, very productive.
PNC upcoming schedule. We mentioned interleague play coming up. Cubs choosing to spend the full off day on the West Coast tomorrow, get acclimated for the change in time zones. I think that's a good idea. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, and I think especially since it is just out and back, I think if it was the beginning of a long trip, probably stay home. Guys cherish their off days here at home, but coming right back on Sunday evening. I imagine there are some guys that are cherishing their tee times at Pebble Beach or the Olympic Club.
His sign. Here's a pitch. It's a strike. Staying right in that same area with fastballs toward the outside. 2-1. Marlins got a run in the top of this first inning. And Christian Yelich RBI double. Two and two.
Really take a shot inside. Everything away so far. Staying away.
Bryant runs and into right center. Stanton up with it. Bryant will be held at third. They're at the corners for Contreras. First hit for the Cubs.
So just continues to swing a hot bat. And again, they throw him that two-seam fastball, outer third, and he just gets out in front of it. Cracks it into right center. Just gave a really good hitter a lot of looks. Same part of the strike zone.
I want to welcome those viewers watching on MLB Network this afternoon. Marlins and Cubs, two teams both in a playoff position going into action today. Cubs with the best record in baseball. Miami right now fighting off the Cardinals in the wild card race. Marlins have lost 2 games in the division the last 2 nights. They're 6 back of the Nationals over in the East.
Mets won their ball game last night over the Yankees, but they trailed the Nats by 7.5.
The 0-1 to Contreras. It's low.
Jose Fernandez started for the Marlins last night. Really battled. He got through 6. It was a quality start, but he worked awfully hard. Great at bats by the Cub hitters. He touched him for 8 hits and 3 runs. 103 pitches made by Fernandez in 6 innings on a hot, steamy night.
Pretty rare losing back-to-back starts. I think it's only the 2nd time in the same season in his career he's dropped consecutive starts.
I believe just the 4th time this year he's allowed more hits than innings pitched in a start.
Ground ball to third. Prado to Gordon at 2nd, inning over. Cubs strand a couple after 1 inning. It's 1-0 Miami.
A fresh coat of paint can completely transform a room. For a beautiful look that stays clean, get Dutch Boy DuraClean interior paint from Menards. It's a paint and primer formula that provides a washable finish. Save $5 a gallon. That's $25 on 5-gallon pails. And for clean lines, get Painter's Mate green tape. It offers a great stick with no residue. A 1.41-inch thick roll is just $2.97 during Menards' Red Hot Sale.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a golden opportunity to discover the power of the human hand, the ability of a Lexus Master Craftsman to turn an ordinary experience into an extraordinary one. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our most refined vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 ES350 with 0 due at signing for $419 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
What if one day everything just stopped going wrong? Have a good day, hon. No more accidents. No more disasters. Where would State Farm be? Here to help with college. Here for that first car. And here for new beginnings. Because in a world where nothing went wrong, your State Farm agent will still be right here. Helping make life go completely right.
Hey, Cub fans, we want to hear from you during today's game. Use the hashtag Cubs Talk on Twitter. And be sure to follow at CSN Cubs all season long for the latest news on the boys in blue. Big welcome to all our viewers watching on Moultrie Telecommunications in Lovington, Illinois. Derek Dietrich playing first. Justin Bohr still on the disabled list. Marlins have their first lead of the series. And ball 1 from John Lackey.
Could have been. Certainly on the plate. Borderline low.
I mentioned this in the opener. If the Marlins make the playoffs, D. Gordon will be ineligible because of his suspension earlier this season. While filling in, though, Dietrich did a nice job. As a leadoff hitter this year, he's at a .420 on base clip.
Fallen off some since we last saw them. But yeah, he's been solid. Gets hit by a lot of pitches.
Blacky's 2-2 is lined. Rizzo with a leaping grab.
Nobody beats the Riz. Well, you get a good look here. You'll see the whole thing develop. Well struck. A hang with them. Would have been 2, possibly 3 bases for Dietrich. But the big guy elevates.
The catcher Mathis batting 7th. And he pops it up on the infield. It's Chris Bryant. 2 gone. Shortstop Echeverria. A strike on a breaking ball.
Rated.
Only game going on right now. A couple of late afternoon starts out west. Brewers are in San Diego. Nationals are at Arizona. Everything else will be tonight. Baez to Rizzo, and Lackey with a quick 1-2-3 in the second. Marlins lead the Cubs 1-0.
Dear Chicago, let's take a trip out of Midway to your favorite international destinations. With love, Southwest.
One swing can be the ultimate game changer.
Jones with a high drive to left field.
And at T-Mobile, we know how to change the game for good. We've doubled our LTE coverage, and our extended range LTE is 4 times stronger in buildings than before. But we didn't stop there. With T-Mobile, you can stream baseball free without using your data on MLB TV. T-Mobile, that's Major League coverage.
It's the recon mission for Tango 165. The endless search for the best berries. A midnight run for tacos al pastor. And the empty roads of Dawn Patrol. This is summer driving. During the Mazda Summer Drive event, get 0 to drive lease offers on any new 2016 Mazda.
Fish 1, Cubs no score, bottom of the second. Cub fans, let's go. Tickets for next week's series with the Angels are still available. Don't miss any action at Wrigley Field. Visit Cubs.com to get your tickets today. This will be a fun series. Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, Andrelton Simmons. Angels not having a good year, but got some interesting players to watch. They are 13.5 games back of the Texas Rangers in the American League West.
Hey, make sure you follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich, serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Good day for a sunbonnet. Cool shades.
Jason Hayward will start the Cubs second. Montero and Baez to follow. Walk and a single allowed by Kohler in the first, but he got out of it. Hayward has hits in his last 8 consecutive games. Fastball right in there for a strike.
There's a herky-jerkiness to Kohler's delivery. We talked about him trying to be more upright. He still has a little funk. Quick, short arm stroke. See where that would be a little deceptive. 92 might play a little faster than that.
Comes a 2-1 and Hayward pops it up. Tough Sunday. Echeverria stuck with it.
Yeah, you got to make sure you run him out today. You don't want to get embarrassed standing on first when you could have had second. And Hayward plays the game the right way.
Montero batting 7th today. Well, with all the trades made the last few days, some major league debuts, guys getting settled into their new uniforms. Jay Bruce with the Mets. He went 0 for 4, but the Mets beat the Yanks last night 7-1. The guy who replaced him in Cincinnati hit the game-ending home run, Scott Schebler. Hit pretty well out into deep center, but playable for Ozuna right before he got to the track, and he makes the catch.
Certainly not a helping wind here today. Cross breeze, maybe blowing in a little bit.
Baez with 2 outs. Andrew Benintendi made his major league debut with the Red Sox off the bench last night, went 0 for 2. Mariners beat the Sox 5-4. Robinson Cano, a big 3-run homer. Mariners have made a change in the 9th inning after Steve Cishek gave up those 3 runs here Sunday night. Edwin Diaz got his first major league save. And all the outs were strikeouts.
Yeah,
shocker.
Well, yeah, he's throwing a high 90s heater with a disappearing slider here the other day.
Kohler's 2-0 to Baez. Swing and a miss. Fastball count, didn't get one.
He's sitting dead right there.
Joe had a comment today about Baez to the media about, certain days he'll shorten up, play situational ball, and he said other days he's John Daly. 2-2.
Very much a borderline pitch. Well, and it's got, it's all about managing the count and the game situation. There are times, and 2-0, nothing wrong with cheating there, taking a big swing, hoping you can run into one. So you get fooled, you swing and miss, but you still have a couple strikes to play with. It's in these situations where you want to see him become a little more discerning, to cut down on the stroke some.
A little less Happy Gilmore. 2-2.
Yeah.
3-2.
2 outs, pitcher on deck. Try to keep the line moving.
Elevated to right. Stanton.
That was funky.
Yeah, to make the basket catch as the wind was pushing it back toward the infield. Cubs go in order in the second. Yeah, keep cool on a day like this. 1-0 Fish.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin with legendary sportscaster Steve Stone.
And I know the right team knows how to win, like Howard Ankin Law Office.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, I'm here to help. Please give me a call.
Put Howard's number in your phone right now, 312-6-million.
This is Coach Q at the new Binny's Beverage Depot in Lincolnwood. You should have seen this place 3 months ago. Today it's the largest wine, spirits, and beer superstore on the North Shore. As they say, if you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
4x4 by land, 4x4 by sea, 4x4 by air, 'cause the lock to fly free. The former country, how it all started out, for the brave and every Boy Scout. For doing it yourself 'cause you want it done right. 4x4 top down stars keep you up at night. 4x4 every one of those 75 years. 4x4 the way, that's how we say cheers. That's how we live. 4x4ever.
This is Carrie, who used the Western Union app to send money home to her sister in San Diego, who spent it on dance lessons with Joe in the Philippines. Here in Texas, Arnell is sending money to his friend in Mexico in return for his favorite coffee beans. In the ranch where Arnell works, Abby sends money online with Western Union to help her friend Esther's African textile business, whose designs are really hot right now in San Diego. Sold right next door to Carrie's family home. The way the world moves money just got better.
Hey, on Wednesday, August 10th, the Cubs play the Angels. First pitch will be at 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs Everything pouch presented by Olivet Nazarene University. Tickets are still available. Go to the website, Cubs.com. Put your Crayolas in there. A protractor.
Strike called on Kohler. 088 this year, 086 career. So he's improved as a hitter.
Little by little, that's what it's all about. Just get a little better each day.
One career extra base hit, a double last year.
East Coast guy from New Rochelle, home of Rob Petrie.
Oh, Rob. Called strike 3.
East Coast guys usually high character individuals. Well, he's not going to have to run the bases in the heat. Bell tie heater right over the heart of the plate. That's strikeout number 3 for John Lackey. Guy's ready to catch him some Marlins.
Gordon, leadoff single on the infield, stolen base, and the only run to date. Good bunt. Lackey better hurry. And Gordon is 2 for 2 and has not hit a ball out of the infield.
That's going to get a long stare down from Big John.
It's Nolan Ryan out there. I love it.
And this is Gordon's game. Infield single, stolen base, leads to a run last inning. Now he drops his bunt down, and you'll be pretty sure he'll be on the move fairly soon. Combination where Don Mattingly might, if he felt like he didn't have a real good chance of stealing the bag, play hit and run. But given Gordon's success as a base stealer and Montero's struggles, I would think straight steal would be the play here.
It's interesting. Dee's dad, Tom, his nickname was Flash, but he was a pitcher. I think it's a better nickname for A guy who stole 64 bases 2 years ago and 58 last year. His Twitter handle is @FlashG Jr. Flash Jr. Quick word from Perry Hill.
Wanted to know how quick Lackey was to home plate. Gordon caught stealing by Wilson Contreras a couple of nights ago. Last night he came in as a pinch runner and was picked off. They've been leaning there. Marlins have bounced into more double plays than any team in the league.
Prado grounded into 3 double plays on Sunday against St. Louis. Game within a game here. Lackey and Gordon. As Rizzo vacated, Gordon took a few steps towards second, and Lackey headed over there and stared at him a bit. This is fun. This is good old country hardball. Pitch. Oh, what a play, Ben Zobrist, and that'll end the inning.
And John still staring out at Gordon as he started to make his way off the field.
Well, we've had all these Baez-Russell highlights. Ben Zobrist makes the highlight reel as well.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Welcome to Honda. See anything you like? Yeah.
Now is the moment to get the Honda Civic you love, voted 2016 North American Car of the Year at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
We're redefining and reimagining what it means to deliver. Because to us, why deliver when you can over-deliver? So we've engineered a car with a warming oven heated up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Introducing the 2016 Domino's DXP. Order 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each and learn more about the DXP at Domino's.com.
Rizzo and Bryant lead the Cubs, while Davis and Semien power the A's. Cubs Athletics, starting Friday at 8:30 with Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto, followed by the first pitch on CSN+.
Hey, the Cubs offer special programs designed for your future Cub, from kids Sundays at Wrigley Field to Clark's Crew and baseball summer camps. Throughout the Chicago area, there are many ways to build lifelong Cubs memories with your kids. Visit Cubs.com/kids to learn all about our Cubs Kids offerings. Kohler to Lackey. Cubs batting in the bottom of the third. Oh, that one hit a ton to center, and Ozuna won't get it. Lackey on his way to second. He's got a double. He and D. Gordon can chat.
That's probably why he did it. Motivation comes in so many different ways. This is a two-seamer. Moving in on him a little bit. I think he's trying to go away. And Big John with a very impressive swing of the bat. And they are chatting a little bit out there.
They're still talking.
Gordon just waving him off. This man is irrational.
5th career double for Lackey. And then at 101 for his lifetime batting average.
John says, man, it's hot out here. I'm 37 years old. Don't be bunting on me. Of course, if I'm D. Gordon, my next at bat, I'm dropping a bunt down.
Tying run at second. Nobody out. Fowler takes low. It's 2 balls and no strikes on him.
Davey Martinez tells a great story about when he first came to the big leagues with the Cubs, and Nolan Ryan was pitching against the Cubs, and all the veterans told him, hey, Nolan's not very good at fielding bunts, so go ahead and get a bunt down. And he bunted on him. I can't remember if the bunt went foul, if it was in that same at bat, or he got a hit and it was in the next at bat, but Nolan completely undressed him, just flipped him with an up and in fastball. And he looked over to the dugout and all his teammates were laughing because that was the deal. You didn't bunt on Nolan. And the next day around the batting cage during BP, Davey was standing there and all of a sudden he felt this big claw on his shoulder and it was Nolan. And he said, son, I'm going to challenge you with fastballs. You don't need to be bunting on me. So that was kind of the unwritten rule for Nolan. I'll throw you heaters. I'll challenge you, but don't bunt on me.
Yelich with the grab. Lackey stays at second. And I think Davey said, yeah, well, my teammates told me to do it. And Nolan said, you listening to those idiots?
But it's interesting the code that Nolan was operating under, that I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to throw you pitches in the zone and give you a chance to swing the bat. And the trade-off is that you're not going to bunt on me. And of course, Nolan, it was 98-mile-an-hour fastball, so even though they may have been in the zone, it wasn't like he was doing the hitters any favors. I just love that his teammates set him up.
Oh, it's great. Bryant walked in the first. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Well, I think the other thing for John, there's a little John McEnroe in there, too. And I just think it's just intimidation. It's part of what makes him tick. I don't think it's personal.
No, it's irrational for sure. But some guys are just made that way. You think back to the Clemens with the Piazza thing with the bat in the World Series. Chris Carpenter used to do it, pitching for the Cardinals. Yeah. He would start screaming at guys for no apparent reason. Mathis very solid. He's been around a long time. Always been known as a good defender. So a lot of guys get into trouble and they try to pick that. A little backhanded pick. Many times that's the one that kicks off the heel of the glove and the base runner is able to advance.
And a miss for strike 3. Challenged him with heat. He beats Bryant for his first strikeout.
Today's CSN bar of the game, presented by Coors Light, is Riley's daughter. To see the complete list of the CSN bars of the game presented by Coors Light, visit csnchicago.com.
He started the inning with that double, setting it up for the top of the order. He is still there with 2 outs. And the pitch to Rizzo. There again. Looked like it was a strike, but he backed out of the way. Got the call. 1-0.
The Marlins have really been pounding him in this series. With a couple of walks in the ball game yesterday. The day before, he was on base 5 times, 3 hits, a walk, and hit by pitch.
It's by and Lackey races to third.
Well, this time Mathis can't block that breaking ball in the dirt. Normally you would expect him to keep that one in front. One more of those and we got a tie game. That's a WP if you're scoring at home.
Rizzo understands the situation, shortening up with 2 strikes, tying run 90 feet away with 2 outs. And wind blowing in. But called strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Kohler gets out of it. It's still 1-0 Miami.
Play it again. Play it again. Kill him. Kill him. Play it again. Go ahead. Go ahead. Play it again. Go ahead now.
However you use your data, Verizon has the best deal. Now get up to 4 free Samsung Galaxy phones, 4 lines, and 16 gigs for only $150. Switch to Verizon now for the best deal on America's best network. Only on Verizon.
Hey, yeah, like this right here.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, and 0 for 72 is here on 2016 Ford Focus, Fusion, and Escape. Plus, just announced, now get $1,000 bonus cash. That means freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand.
I'm free, baby.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on Focus, Fusion, and Escape during the Ford Freedom Sales Event.
We went to Hollywood to ask if America's favorites, burgers, tacos, and chili, could taste just as great made with turkey. Thousands stepped into the Genio tasting booth to find out. With just one bite, they knew. Now it's your turn to make the switch.
Saturday night, it's time for Chicago Fire Soccer on CSN as your men in red head west for a rumble with Real Salt Lake. Don't miss a moment of this great MLS matchup. Fire at Real Salt Lake, starting at 8:30 on CSN Chicago.
That wild game at Cincinnati last night. Joey Votto tried to catch a foul pop-up. Now, Reds are the home team. And a fan right there at the barrier, and get a grab of the shirt and hey, come on, man, let me catch it. It looked like the fan did nothing wrong. And again, most fans are going to reach. So Votto quickly realized his mistake, came over, apologized, took a picture with the fan, and gave him an autographed ball. Something to the effect of thanks, sorry for whatever.
Yeah, sorry for acting like a child or something to that effect. Votto's another one of those guys. You talk about John and his intensity. Votto, very intense performer.
Yeah, you buy a front row ticket and the ball is in the air and it's going to land in your seat. Your first instinct is to reach your hands up in the air to try to catch it. Got no problem with it.
Serenity now. Serenity now.
There's a 1-1 to Yelich. It's a little low, according to Marty Foster.
Marty, we saw Anthony get rung up on the borderline high pitch. Lackey not getting the low pitch, and Marty said, "What do you want, man? I call him as I see him." Sociologists would tell you that the crime rate goes up when the temperature gets hot. The same thing happens on the baseball diamond. Temperature gets hot, people get a little ornery, tempers flare.
Gave him that one. 3-2. Ground ball into left. Yelich 2 for 2. Little issue for Contreras, but
I think anything middle of the way, you're really playing to Yelich's strength. So good at going to the opposite field. Seen a whole bunch of that from him in this series, including twice today.
Slider misses low and outside on Stanton. He struck out in the first.
You'll typically see infielders, especially on the pull side of the diamond, with a guy like Stanton up there, play a little deeper than normal. The ball really explodes off his bat. He does some superhuman things on the baseball field. Some of the balls he hits, throws he makes.
Stanton got under one. Fowler in center. That's the first out. The All-Star Ozuna. And the pitch. A late decision to swing. Probably would have been a called strike anyway. 0-1.
Marlins batting .272 as a team. That's tops in the National League. Fourth and on base. League average in terms of slugging percentage. They don't hit a lot of home runs. And as I mentioned earlier, they bounce into a lot of double plays, but it doesn't really add up. Hitting for such a high average. And it's not like they don't slug. They got decent slugging numbers. But just 11th in the league in runs per game. The return of Gordon should help with his ability to manufacture runs with his speed.
on that time and missed. 2-2.
They have the 3rd lowest platoon advantage in the National League. So that means, right-handed hitters getting at bats off lefty pitchers and vice versa.
Means they have a pretty set lineup.
Yeah, and it's mostly right-handed, but it doesn't really, at least in terms of batting average, doesn't adversely affect them. They've been very good against both sides. So maybe the slugging numbers would improve a little bit if they had, a higher rate of those platoon advantage at bats.
Two to 3-2 on Ozuna. In the air to left. That actually cracked Ozuna's bat. Contreras makes the catch. Hey, Friday night, the Cubs head out west. Quick weekend series against the Oakland Athletics. Coverage starts at 8:30 with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto on CSN Plus. From the Coliseum in Oakland. Infield pop-up. That ball is going to drop, and everybody's safe. How about that? Lackey, Rizzo, Zobrist in the area, but it was absolutely perfectly placed by Dietrich. You will rarely see a hit play out just like that.
Yeah, this is just a tremendous lob wedge by Dietrich. And I can't believe Lackey's not screaming at him. If this turned into a base hit, Billy Martin would have made this play, but not the only guy that would have.
It's the infield pop that's not hit very high and does not allow the infielders to enough time to get there.
It's like Phil Mickelson hit that ball.
It's Mathis. He swings away and airs it out to center. It is Fowler, and that's the inning. 2 hits, no runs. Midway in the 4th, Marlins 1, Cubs nothing.
Nice car. Not so nice scratch. Wouldn't it be nice if removing ugly scratches from your car was this easy? Now with new Finish Scratch Doctor, removing surface scratches is easy. In fact, independent laboratory tests have proven Scratch Doctor to be the best scratch remover available. Scratch Doctor with advanced microtechnology also removes paint scrapes, scuffs, haze, and swirl marks. So get Scratch Doctor.
#1 rated Scratch Doctor. Available at Advance Auto, Walgreens, Ace, Target, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
What?
Say
What? The new DQ Royal Blizzard lineup with delicious filling hidden inside. That's what. Only at your DQ.
Your home, your auto. They just go together. Combine your home and auto insurance with State Farm. Save time and money. Just another way we're here to help life go right. Talk to your State Farm agent today.
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem.
For a free consultation, visit uswaterproofing.com. A better basement starts with us.
Now time for our Xfinity high-speed action replay. Ben Zobrist starting a nifty 4-6-3 double play.
Always dependable Ben. He's committed just 2 errors all year. Getting a lot more playing time in the outfield than I think he anticipated coming into the season. First couple months he was almost exclusively a second baseman, but as Baez continued to flash his glove and Joe watched his team play more and more, Baez forced his way into the lineup and into the infield, and Ben has seen more at bats in the outfield.
media relations talking with Stats about Baez starting in 3 different positions in the same series. Ben Zobrist did it over the weekend, right, left, and second. The last Cub player prior to Baez in this series to start at 3 different infield spots in a 3-game series, Ramon Martinez, 2003, against the Blue Jays. So it's nice to have that defensive versatility. And Ben takes a strike. One and one.
A bunch of fastballs away last time and finally went out in front of one and yanked it toward the alley in right center for a base hit. Pitch away, play away mentalities. They've got Stanton well off the line and right.
High fly center. So Zuna.
Kohler rolling along here. His last start against the Phillies, he went 6 shutouts. Start prior to that was also against the Phillies in Philadelphia. In that ball game, he went 8 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, only one of which was earned. Observers, when contemplating the fortunes of the prospects for this Marlins club going forward, concerns would be with the rotations. A good lineup, good bullpen. The rotation hasn't been horrible, but there's not a lot of resumes out there, not a lot of guys with track records you feel real comfortable with. We've added Andrew Kashner. He was a trade deadline deal.
Added and quickly subtracted Colin Ray. Back to the Padres. He's got an elbow issue. Wei-Yin Chen is on the DL.
It's kind of interesting how that Colin Ray thing went down. Traded over here, made 1 start, sprained his elbow, and so they just essentially retraded him for one of the prospects that they'd sent the other way. And there wasn't any kind of a grievance, or it was almost like the Padres knew that maybe they were sending damaged goods over.
Yeah, so it was a 7-player deal that essentially ended up being a 5-player swap. 3-1. Contreras, 2-bouncer to third. Prado, lots of time, and he gets him.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk out of turn here, but it seems to me if in advance of a trade you do all your medicals and have all those conversations, if the Padres were confident they were sending a healthy pitcher to the Marlins, there's maybe a little buyer beware, right? Hey, sorry guys, sorry that this guy broke down on you in his very first start, but we like the prospect we got in return. We don't want to make this trade. But they were very quick. So okay, we'll take him back.
Well, and there have been a lot more deals the last few years for guys on the disabled list. Rich Hill, I think, will be back here in a couple of days, but with the blister, got traded while on the disabled list to the Dodgers. I think teams are more willing to do that than ever before. Hayward in the air. Let's see if that ball stays fair. It will not. Gordon got way out there.
And a lot of times the terms of the deal will consider that too, right? A team will say, okay, we're going to take on this guy. He's banged up, and we're going to get player X. But if this guy ends up not making more than 5 starts for us, we're going to return player extra. You know what I mean? I would assume there are those conversations.
Sure. A lot of times it's that player to be named later. You get a couple of different lists depending on how it goes. Called strike 3. No argument from Hayward. So Kohler shutting out the Cubs on 2 hits through 4, and he's got a 1-0 lead.
My Austin bedroom. Everything you see here, only $9.99.
100% solid pine. Hand-finished, modern, and rustic. So it'll look great anywhere.
My Austin. An untouchable value. Dresser, mirror, chest, queen-size bed, even a nightstand. Only $9.99 complete every day.
$9.99 on a Monday.
$9.99 on Hump Day.
$9.99 on Mother's Day.
$9.99 on Mother-in-Law's Day.
Now, is that a thing?
It is a thing. I looked it up. Who comes up with all these national holidays?
The summer clearance event is here at Feeney Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Elgin. Get our lowest prices on our entire inventory. Cars, trucks, minivans, and more Jeeps than we need. All with 0% financing available. Look at this 2016 Wrangler, just $299 a month. Or a 2016 Ram 1500 Quad Cab, $299 a month. Both with 0 due. Or this 2016 Dodge Caravan, only $16,997. Find it at Feeney, FeeneyAutos.com.
And here we go, folks.
It's your favorite hot dog bun, mustard, and overpriced watered-down beer.
Are you sure you want to eat all that? Because you already weigh more than your team's batting average.
Let's just toast to our anniversary. Oh no, it's corked.
Let's just watch the game. I tweeted all of your friends to come over, but I guess no one showed up, just like at Mobile Phone Park.
That's okay. I invited one of your friends too.
There's a long drive and it's out of here.
Give a real anniversary gift this year. Escape to the Champagne Lodge in Willowbrook, just 25 minutes southwest of Chicago.